Hey guys, it's Ash, and this is going to be my ultimate GiBarch Dark Elixir farming guide. Whether you want to pronounce it GiBarch or GiBarch, that's up to you, and it's one of the most used farming strategies in the game, but I always see people attacking incorrectly with it. So this video is going to break down the attack and make it easy for you to understand how to effectively farm a lot of Dark Elixir or even Golden Elixir with this method. I also get asked a lot whether you should do Super Queen or GiBarch for farming Dark Elixir. Well, that's up to you on whichever method you prefer more. I personally prefer GiBarch over Super Queen when farming in long sessions simply because GiBarch trains quicker. But if I'm multitasking or busy at the same time, then I would go with Super Queen instead. Alright, now remember, the main thing to accomplish with the GiBarch attack is to get your giants next to the defenses surrounding the Dark Elixir storage, along with barbarians and archers behind. The reason you want your giants around the Dark Elixir storage is because giants will act as shield against the defenses surrounding the storage, while your barbarians and archers take the Dark Elixir. Remember, giants only target defenses. They will not get you the Dark Elixir. You need a substantial number of troops, such as barbarians, archers, or your hero, to get the Dark Elixir. So against this base, we need to first decide whether to attack it. Although it's a Town Hall 10 base with Infernal towers, the Infernals are set on the left side of the base, so we can ignore them if we attack from the right side. So that's not a problem. We need to then assess whether it's possible to lure the clan castle. So let's count the tiles. A clan castle has 12 tile radius. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So no, this clan castle we cannot lure with our giants or barbarians or archers. So, but that's not a problem. We do have rage spell, and Barch with the rage spell is great for removing clan castle troops. So we don't have to worry about that. So if we're gonna attack from the right side, we will need to assess all the defenses protecting that Dark Elixir storage from the right side of the base. So the core is guarded by 2 level 1 X-bows, a bunch of mortars, 3 of them, a couple of cannons, and a couple of air defenses. And this means that the core is weak to giants because of all the mortars and air defenses around it, and the lack of high level point defenses. He only has level 1 X-bows. So here's a great tip. The more air defenses around the core means that the core is weak to giants. If a Dark Elixir storage in the core is surrounded by 4 air defenses, for example, then that means the base is extremely weak to GiBarch. Giants are mainly weak to well-placed spring traps, clan castle troops, and a concerted effort between high-level point defenses. This guy has a lot of high-level point defenses, that's true, but as you can see, they're all surrounding the outsides of the base, not the core. And he lacks Teslas in his core. How do I know that? Simple. He doesn't have empty 2x2 spaces in his core. So that tells us that his Teslas are most likely in these empty spaces or maybe giant bombs there. Which isn't a problem, because if we attack from the right side, then our giants can activate those giant bombs. We don't have to worry about the spring traps either, because he doesn't have a proper funnel system with spring traps, as you can see. Closed junctions. Even if he has spring traps there, it's not enough to take out 8 of my giants. Although I have 8 giants for this raid, I recommend around 12 is a good number, because 8 of them can be depleted quickly against well-placed spring traps. So you want to have a good number of giants. So let's watch. I first start off by removing that outside archer tower with my giants, and then send in barbarians and archers, and then I'm going to open that compartment up so that my giants can all go inside there. And I'm also going to remove the exposed wizard tower and mortars with my barbarians and archers attacking over the walls. Now since I have my giants inside that compartment, and I have that one compartment open, all my troops are going to go right inside that compartment. And now, as you can see, since my troops have removed the mortar and the wizard tower and the cannon, they're going to remove the air defenses as well, And then the closest defenses become the expos inside that core. So all my giants are going to go straight inside that core, and my archers and archer queen are going to easily take that dark elixir. Okay, now here's the attack by one of my clanmates, Munich, and he's gonna attack the popular base Royal River with GiBarch, and he's gonna show you just how he exploited this base. As you can see, that core is really weak to GiBarch, it's really weak to giants, because it's full of air defenses and mortars, and not enough point defense protection. He has 2 expos there, which are gonna be very easy to distract with the giants, and it doesn't have a proper funnel system, so giants can go straight into that air defense, basically distracted all the defenses in that core, and that's gonna really allow the archers and archer queen to easily get that dark elixir. Okay, here's a very popular Town Hall 10 base, and I'm going to show you how I steal that dark elixir with GiBarch and without my archer queen. So basically I'm going to send in all my giants to distract those defenses. Now my main priority is that cannon on the left. I have to remove that cannon so my giants don't funnel to the left. Okay, now I've broken inside, and all my giants are going to go right inside that core, and they're basically going to act as shield against all the defenses. So my archers and barbarians remove that. All I have to do is just place a rage spell there, and my archers are going to easily take that dark elixir over the wall. And there you go, that's all I needed to do. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get the Town Hall because I don't have my archer queen. If I did, I would have taken the Town Hall as well. So here's a Town Hall 9 version of that base, and attacking a Town Hall 9 is such a relief because they don't have Inferno Towers, as Inferno Towers negate the effects of heal. So you can't really use a heal spell on your giants if multi-infernos are targeting them. But you can on this base because he doesn't have a multi-inferno. Anyways, we want our giants to go here basically to distract that mortar and the heroes and expos so our archers and archer queen can get that dark elixir. However, if we send our giants in from here, they're not going to go straight in. They're going to instead go towards that archer tower and spread out towards that cannon, and then they might go towards this direction, and that would be a disaster. We don't want that. We want our giants to go straight inside. So how do we do that? Well, we have to first remove the archer tower and that cannon, and to do that it's very easy. Just send in a few barbarians and a couple of archers behind them. The archers will remove the archer tower. Same thing here, barbarians and archers will remove that cannon, and once we remove the archer tower and cannon, we can then send in our giants, break this wall first, send in giants, and then the giants are going to go right after that wizard tower, and then the next thing they're going to do is go after that mortar, and we've accomplished our goal. At the same time, have all our barbarians and archers behind the giants, and they'll grab that dark elixir storage as the giants defend them. Okay, so yeah, let's watch. I send in a few barbarians, then the archers to remove the archer tower, same thing with the cannon. Then once I have them distracted, I send in 2 wall breakers to open that wall. Then I send in all my giants straight into that wall, and then I send in all my barbarians and archers to attack over that wall. Now I'm going to place a heal spell there because there's a high level wizard tower there, and that's going to be a big problem because my giants are weakened and I don't want my barbarians and archers to die, especially since there's also 2 mortars behind the dark elixir storage as well. So a heal spell there was very important to do, and now I can get that dark elixir storage easily. It doesn't matter if he has a dragon and balloons, my giants are now going to distract them. And as you can see, since I've used that heal spell, I had a lot of archers left, and they were able to grab the Town Hall as well. Okay, lastly, I want to share this special raid that I recently raided. This is the second time I found a base with over 7,000 dark elixir, and I was able to get it all. Right now I'm going to show you how to correctly funnel your giants inside a base and how you can easily plan the movement of your giants. Okay, let's start. Let's start with this raid first. Step 1, check for clan castle troops. Step 2, lure those troops to the side of the base and remove them. And now we can attack for the Dark Elixir storage. Now, why did I start by focusing on attacking from this side of the base? Well, that's simply to funnel my giants towards this direction to go after this cannon. Now, what's so special about this cannon? Well, right after that cannon, the next closest defense is either that Tesla or that air defense. How do I know there's a Tesla right there? Well, that's an empty 2x2 space guarded by a compartment of walls, and there's like a 99% chance that there's a Tesla there because no one guards empty spaces without any reason. So yeah, right after that air defense or Tesla, we can go straight into that core because that core is guarded by a bunch of mortars. So yeah, it's basically playing connect the dots. You need to find a funneling pathway between defenses, and my pathway will be this way, going this defense towards that defense. Giants will remove these defenses, go after that cannon, and go towards this direction. Now the biggest reason that I'm gonna is because of this archer tower altar. This is not a defensive unit. The hero altars are not a defense unit. They're considered a non-defensive building, just like collectors and camps. So what the giants will do is they're gonna go towards that mortar right after that air defense, as that altar, that building, acts as a repeller. It does not attract giants. And the reason I'm not gonna send in my giants from this direction and funnel them in this pathway, because there's an expo right there, and right after that expo is an air defense, not a hero altar. And what that means is my giants are gonna go after that expo after they've removed these 3 defenses and then remove the archer tower. The next closest becomes the expo. They're gonna go after that air defense, and I don't want them to go this way. I don't want them to stray towards this side. I want them to go to the core, because that's the purpose of this attack, is to reach the core that's guarding the Dark Elixir storage, so the giants can act as tanks for my archers and archer queen attacking behind it to get to the Dark Elixir storage. However, I was a millisecond late and my giants instead ignored the opening wall and went around it. So yeah, as you can see, timing is very important, and sometimes it's just unfortunate that things don't happen according to plan. However, you should always carry a plan B, which should be spells. You need to first believe that it's possible to get the Dark Elixir without spells. And if you believe you can do that, then that's when you know whether you should attack that base or not. And if things don't go according to plan, you then use your spells as plan B. I could have easily used the rage spell or a heal spell, because there's 4 mortars in that core. A heal spell would be very good. However, I realized that I still had giants going in that direction that I wanted them to go, and that since his core is full of mortars, he's lacking in point defenses, so I have enough giants for that. Not only that, but the biggest reason I attacked from this side of the base is because that Dark Elixir storage can be targeted by my archer queen by her 5-tile range. While if I attacked from the south or southwest side, then it would have been a lot more riskier to get the Dark Elixir storage, because the storage is more than 5 tiles away from there. So yeah, I'm human, I make a lot of mistakes too. You can never know for sure what can happen in a raid, anything can happen, so always have plan Bs, such as clan castle troops or spells. Now against this base, I'm going to start off by clearing off buildings so that I can get my barbarians and archers inside the base without having them run around. Clearing out outside buildings first is very important. And now the first thing that I'm going to prioritize is taking out that cannon. And the reason for that is because I want my giants to funnel inside that core. If I did not remove that cannon, what my giants are instead going to do is they're going to go after that cannon right after the wizard tower, and then right after that cannon, next closest becomes that archer tower over there. So I don't want my giants to get distracted and go towards this direction. And then in order to avoid that, I'm going to have to remove this cannon so my giants go straight towards that air defense, which is the next closest right after that wizard tower if we remove that cannon. So then right after that air defense, my giants are going to go towards that expo. They're basically going to be around the core area right next to the dark elixir storage, which I want. And right after that expo, they're going to go after that air sweeper, so it's perfect. All we have to do is just remove that cannon, send in our giants. Also take into account that he has high level splash defenses. His wizard towers and mortars are level 7, so we're definitely going to have to use a heal spell around here. Since I don't have my archer queen, I'm more heavily in need of my barbarians and archers. And this guy has level 7 splash defenses, and usually I would not recommend attacking a base with such powerful splash defenses, especially without the archer queen. But I ended up using multiple spells since the defender also had wizards in his clan castle. But again, as you can see, I still had a backup, and that backup was using 2 spells instead of 1, as well as my clan castle troops, which I used last, but they really weren't needed much. The main reason that I was able to get that dark elixir storage was because I was able to get my giants inside the core, and they distracted the defenses. Otherwise, that level 7 Tesla and that level 7 wizard tower would have quickly taken out my archers. So as you can see, I like to treat it as a puzzle. The goal is to get your giants to go inside while having your archers or archer queen behind your giants. Okay, so here's a pretty easy one. All we have to do is first look at that dark elixir storage, find the easiest distance towards it, and that would be the top. We don't want to bring our giants from this direction because as you can see, there's 2 layers of walls here and there's no defense there. So that means our giants are going to completely ignore it, and they might go off wandering towards this direction. Same thing here, they might go off towards that direction. So we need to connect the dots between defenses, and we can see that there's the mortar right there along with defenses here, here, and here. So our giants are all gonna couple up and they're gonna go towards that mortar, and they're basically gonna be in the core. So how do we get our giants inside that compartment? Well, that's really easy, but we need to first remove those outside cannons first, or else our giants are gonna go towards that direction, and we don't want that. And that's gonna be really easy to remove them because they're right outside. Just use a couple of barbarians and archers. And then we want to spread our giants, and the reason we want to spread them is because of this high level wizard tower. If we group all our giants together, then they're taking a lot of damages from that wizard tower. So if we spread them around, then the wizard tower will only focus on 1 or 2 giants. And we can also send in a wall breaker, because we don't want to send in wall breakers along with a group of giants at the same direction, because the splash defense spear of that wizard tower is gonna take out the wall breaker. Okay, so as you can see, I start by removing the 2 cannons on the left and right sides with my barbarians and archers. And once I've taken them out, I'm going to spread around my giants, and that wizard tower is going to be distracted. And now I can send in my wall breaker right there on top. That wizard tower is not going to target him. And now my giants are all going to couple around together right there, and they're going to go straight towards that mortar and straight to the core. And that's it basically. I've basically taken all the dark elixir. That's a bunch of dark elixir as well. So remember the steps when farming dark elixir. If the clan castle can be triggered easily, then trigger it. If there's CC troops inside of it, then lure them to the side and remove them with your barbarians and archers. The reason I did not use my poison spell is because it's a bad idea to waste your poison spell when you can just kill those CC troops with a few barbarians and archers instead. Poison Spell takes 15 minutes to cook and costs Dark Elixir, so it is valuable. Okay, so I send in my Barbarians and Archers behind them to remove all the outer buildings out of the way so I can funnel them in properly. And once the defense is distracted, I'm going to break inside that layer with my wall breakers as planned. And I have to remove the Tesla over there, the air sweeper and the Archer tower before I send in my second group of wall breakers to break inside that second layer right there. There we go. And now we've opened up that compartment. We can send in our troops, and our Archer Queen will get that Dark Elixir storage. And at the same time, we can also go for that Town Hall if we need trophies because of the Archer Queen's range. Okay, another very important thing to note is when and where I spawned the Archer Queen. The reason I spawned her later in the raid is because if I had sent her in earlier, then she would have possibly gone around the base, and that's because of all the defenses and buildings inside these walls. She prioritizes those buildings now first rather than going inside the wall. She's less reluctant in attacking, in going inside a base, attacking buildings enclosed by walls. She prioritizes now on buildings that she can reach outside a base. So it's much safer to send her in later in the raid once you have removed all those buildings out of the way. Most important reason I sent her in right here is because so she can target that Elixir storage. So she would possibly be standing right here, walking inside here, and from this direction she would target that Elixir storage. And then the next closest building would be that gold storage. So once she knocks out the Elixir storage and then the gold storage, she's gonna go for the Dark Elixir storage, and that's the plan. However, as you can see, the Archer Tower and the Elixir storage are almost out of health. My archers are about to take that down. Even if they've taken down the Archer Tower and the Elixir storage and the gold storage as well, which is almost about to be knocked out as well, then she would go straight for the Dark Elixir storage, and that's what happened. Okay, so against this base, the Dark Elixir storage is right there, and the easiest and largest compartment is this compartment, which we will have to break in so that our archers or Archer Queen can target that Dark Elixir storage over the wall. Now, a very important thing to note is that we're not going to break inside this compartment. Sometimes it's better not to use wall breakers in breaking compartments, because if we do break this compartment, that's just going to pull our archers and Archer Queen towards this direction or this direction, and they're going to go after the gold storage, and then they might go after the expo, and then just drift away towards this direction of the base. So it's better not to open this compartment and just leave it be. And as you can see, there's a high level wizard tower and mortar right there, so we're gonna have to place a heal spell right there as well. So all we have to do is just remove these buildings out of the way, these defenses, cannons, archers, and then that air defense, and then our archers over the wall with the heal spell will remove both of these defenses, the splash defenses, wizard towers and mortars. And then the next thing our archers and Archer Queen will prioritize is that Dark Elixir storage, not the gold storage, because we're gonna leave these two compartments enclosed. Okay, so let's watch. I'm gonna start by sending in my barbarians to remove the outer buildings, so then I can send in my archers and Archer Queen inside that compartment. And right there, once I've distracted the defenses, sent in my wall breaker, and now I can send in my queen safely since all the outer buildings are out of the way. Place the heal spell as planned because of the high level splash, and I'm going to leave the two compartments enclosed so that my archers can remove the splash defenses and then go after the Dark Elixir storage. So there we go, they're going to go after the Dark Elixir storage, and that's how easy it's going to be. Okay, now against a similar base, but with much higher defenses, but I'm using GiBarch this time, and Giants are much better against higher level splash defenses and breaking inside a base. So I'm going to use the same concept, remove the outer buildings first, and then my Archer Queen, have all my archers go in. I've activated his clan castle, but this is where the poison spell comes in handy. It removes them. And now I'm just gonna focus on the Dark Elixir. I'm not gonna open up the two compartments, but my Giants have opened it up, and that forced my archers to go towards the right, as I've stated in the last video. But that doesn't matter. I still have my Archer Queen, and she was able to get the Dark Elixir storage because of her 5-tile range. So yeah, this was a pretty successful raid as well, and it will work every time against these similar types of bases. Okay, so for the last raid of the day, I'm going to show you how the new AI of the Archer Queen is actually beneficial to certain bases like this. Because previously in the last AI, if we were to attack this base, it would have been much harder to get the Dark Elixir storage. But now it's much easier now. And the reason for that is because if we were to attack from the top with the previous Archer Queen's AI, then she would not have targeted the Dark Elixir storage because it's just too far away. Instead, she would have gone for their defenses and then broken inside these layers and then gone towards this direction or this direction if she broke inside that. And the reason in the previous AI she would not have gone for the Dark Elixir storage is because it's just too far away and she hates walking over vertical tiles. So if we count the vertical tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she would be here in the 6th. So about 5 vertical tiles away from the Dark Elixir storage from here, and 5 vertical tiles is equivalent to about 7 horizontal tiles, and she can't reach that, so she has to walk over, but she hates walking vertical tiles, so she would have gone for these 2 compartments instead and not the Dark Elixir storage in the previous AI. But now in the new AI, she now walks. The new AI makes her less reluctant in attacking walls, so now she's gonna walk over and get the Dark Elixir storage. Also, we're not gonna send in our Archer Queen from this direction because that Dark Elixir storage is enclosed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles from here. So if our Archer Queen was here, attacking from here, she would not reach the Dark Elixir storage. Same way here. So that's why it's not a good idea to send her in here, because she's gonna stand here while taking out the air defense, and then she's gonna either go towards the south or towards the north, not the Dark Elixir storage because it's just too far for her. So it's much safer now with the new AI to come from the top, break in this compartment, send her inside here and go after the Dark Elixir. Now another thing to note is that it's much easier to break inside this compartment with wall breakers because it's actually closer to the top than these 2 layers right here enclosed by the Archer towers. So our wall breakers, once we've broken inside here, they're going to go after that wall compartment that's enclosing the mortar rather than going off to the left or to the right. So that's great. So we can easily break in here and send in our Archer Queen and get that Dark Elixir storage while also having our Giants come inside this compartment and distracting all the defenses. Okay, so let's watch. So I'm going to focus on the top, remove all the outer buildings first, of course. Barbarians, Archers, send in my Giants since I've activated those Teslas. Giants are going to go right after them, distract them, send in my wall breakers, break in, and now my Giants are going to go inside that compartment. There's a lot of giant bombs in there actually because of all the empty spaces. I'm going to place a heal spell right there. And my Archer Queen's going to remove the Town Hall. I'm going to place a haste spell there. And this is a great combo because now I'm going to send in my wall breakers. And haste spell and wall breakers is a great combo because it speeds up the wall breaker and allows it to break inside. So now I've quickly broken inside that upper compartment right there. And now that's going to allow my Archer Queen to go straight in. And he has Clan Castle troops. I did not have a poison spell for this raid, so I had to use a rage spell instead. But it doesn't matter, just have to take out those Clan Castle troops, and once I've done that, my Archer Queen will go after the Dark Elixir storage. However, my Giants have broken inside the wall, but that doesn't matter. My Archer Queen will still walk and prioritize on getting the Dark Elixir storage first. So that was excellent. It was very easy to do. So hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't. And also comment below on what you think of this video. And I'll see you guys again soon. Later.